You have probably experienced it before, sitting across from a woman at a dinner gathering or sharing a quiet moment in a cafe. Her smile lingers, her laughter holds just a second longer than the moment requires. And suddenly you find yourself questioning, is this my imagination or is she truly interested? Many men stumble at this point, misreading what is in front of them. Some convince themselves there is nothing there, when in truth her interest is real. Others make the opposite mistake, projecting attraction where none exists. Both errors carry a cost. Attraction rarely announces itself loudly. It speaks softly, and if you cannot hear it, you may walk past moments that could have shaped your life. Here is what is often difficult to accept. Women seldom state their interest directly. She is unlikely to lean in and say, "I am drawn to you." Instead, she offers subtle cues, gentle signals that only someone with calm awareness will notice. A man who is lost in distraction or weighed down by insecurity will not catch them. And once those signals pass by unnoticed, she will usually let go and move forward. The reason is simple. For many women, attraction is not only about what you say, it is about your ability to perceive what remains unspoken. This is the quiet space where real understanding begins, and it is a space that many men never prepare themselves to enter. And this is where the Stoic way of thinking changes the entire picture. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your mind is crowded with insecurity, pride, or craving, you lose the ability to see what is right in front of you. But when you learn to be still, to observe instead of rushing to react, you start noticing details most men overlook. The slight pauses, the subtle gestures, the way her body communicates what her words choose not to. Real strength is not in chasing or pleading, it is in seeing clearly. This conversation is about sharpening that ability to see, not through cliches that get recycled endlessly, but through a deeper awareness of the psychological signals women naturally reveal. Once you understand these signs, you no longer waste energy guessing or doubting. You move with quiet confidence, knowing when her attraction is genuine and when it is not worth your effort. The truth is that most men do not fail because they lack looks or charm. They fail because they cannot see. They imagine attraction as something dramatic, like in films, sparks, and confessions. In reality, it is far more subtle. It is in how she remains nearby when she could have drifted away. It is in how she unconsciously mirrors your rhythm or softens her tone when speaking with you. These moments are small, almost invisible, yet powerful to the man who is truly attentive. The biggest obstacle is often insecurity. Some men exaggerate signals because they crave reassurance. They mistake politeness for desire and push too far, breaking the attraction before it can grow. Others see genuine signs but lack the courage to act. They hesitate until the opportunity fades, and she quietly concludes he never noticed her. Both paths lead to the same loss, respect and connection slipping away. Women are not blind to this. They notice the man who can truly see them, who is present without being desperate, who listens without being suspicious. That man does not need to perform or chase. He simply recognizes what is real and responds with steady confidence. When a woman feels that, she is not only respectful, she feels drawn to him. It is not a trick, it is awareness. So the real challenge is not her, it is you. The real battlefield is not out in the world, it is inside your own mind. Can you quiet the noise of ego long enough to notice what is already in front of you? Or will you keep missing it, believing attraction is a puzzle, when in truth it is only hidden in plain sight? One of the first subtle signs of attraction is this. Her energy shifts when you are near. You can see it in her tone, in her posture, even in the rhythm of her movements. She might be laughing loudly in a group, full of animation, but the moment you step into her space, something changes. She softens, adjusts, almost as if your presence altered the entire frequency around her. The striking part is that she is usually unaware of doing it. Attraction often escapes logic. It shows itself through the body before the mind ever chooses words. Let me share a story. A friend once entered a room where a woman had been speaking with enthusiasm, commanding attention with her voice and gestures. As soon as he walked in, her tone lowered, her gestures faded, and she leaned back quietly. No one mentioned attraction, yet the atmosphere revealed it. Many men would dismiss this as fatigue or distraction. But to the man who pays attention, her body was communicating what her words could not. You change how I feel. This sign carries weight because it touches something deep within human psychology. Women often respond unconsciously to the man whose presence shifts their natural rhythm, not through fear or threat, but through a recalibration of energy. She is, in a way, testing her own balance around you. If you remain grounded, calm, and steady, that quiet shift intensifies. This is why a composed man draws attention. He does not chase or force. He simply allows the moment to exist without losing his center. What ruins this for most men is insecurity. They draw attention to the change, asking why she suddenly grew quiet or acted differently. That breaks the spell. The man who understands does not need to announce it. He respects the moment, recognizing that attraction often lives in these unconscious reveals. If you miss this sign, you pass by doors that women are quietly opening without even realizing they were there. Another subtle sign of attraction reveals itself in her eyes, not just in the contact she makes, but in the way she breaks it. When there is no interest, her glance passes over you, as if you are simply another presence in the room. But when attraction begins to surface, her gaze lingers just a fraction too long before she pulls it away, almost abruptly, as if she caught herself revealing something she did not mean to show. That quick retreat is not dismissal, it is exposure. Her body speaks before her mind can conceal it. I once noticed this during what was meant to be nothing, more than a casual meeting at a cafe. We sat across from each other, talking as friends. She looked at me while I spoke, attentive and steady. Yet every so often her eyes would remain on mine slightly longer than expected, then dart down to her cup or her phone, searching for escape from the intensity. Many men might interpret that as boredom or disinterest. In reality, it was her nervous system betraying her composure. Her mind wanted control. Her body whispered attraction. There is a deeper truth behind this. Eye contact has always been one of the most ancient forms of intimacy. Long before language, eyes carried meaning. Research shows that extended eye contact can activate the same chemistry as physical touch. That is why she turns away. To keep looking is to feel exposed, as though her inner life has been seen. It unsettles her, but in a way that pulls her closer rather than pushes her away. This is where Stoic composure becomes powerful. An impatient man will seize on that spark, leaning in, trying to push further. A steady man does not. He allows the silence. He lets her eyes break away and return at their own pace. That restraint is what deepens the connection. It leaves her wondering why you remain calm while she struggles to mask her own reaction. And in that question, her attraction begins to intensify. It is no longer just curiosity. It becomes something much stronger. The third hidden sign of attraction is when she creates small excuses to be near you. Not the obvious gestures that draw attention, but the quiet, almost invisible ones. She might pass by your desk more often than necessary, appear in the places you frequent, or laugh harder than the joke deserves. Because the joke was never the point. The point was proximity. Attraction pulls like gravity, and when she feels it, she subtly shapes her choices to remain within your orbit. We have all done this in some way. I remember a classmate in college who always claimed she simply enjoyed studying late in the library. Yet no matter what night I went, there she was, same spot, same hours. Once might be coincidence. 10 times was intention. She was not chasing me directly, because most women do not. Instead, she was arranging space where connection could naturally happen, without risking outright rejection. That is often the feminine approach. Open the door slightly, and see if you are perceptive enough to step through it. The mistake many men make is either missing these patterns entirely or reacting with too much eagerness. Both responses break the flow. The wiser choice is to observe without forcing. You notice, you appreciate, and you let the pattern continue. Each time she chooses to drift closer, the attraction grows in silence, like metal slowly drawn to a magnet. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Her hesitation, her roundabout choices, her quiet signals are not obstacles. They are part of the path. They are the trail she leaves with care, hoping you will see it without stripping her of her pride. When you understand this, you stop chasing like a beggar. You begin to receive what is offered with calm assurance, the way a man grounded in himself always should. The fourth hidden sign is when her emotions become unpredictable around you. It does not always look like charm or sweetness. Sometimes it shows up as irritation, nervous laughter, playful sarcasm, or even sudden coolness that feels out of place. That fluctuation is not indifference, it is involvement. When a woman feels nothing, her energy stays level. When she is secretly drawn to you, your presence unsettles her balance and her emotions spill out in unexpected ways. I once knew a woman who seemed to snap at me over the smallest details. If I arrived a little late, if I paused before replying, even if I teased her lightly, her reactions were sharper than the moment required. At first, I assumed she disliked me. Over time, I realized the opposite. Her intensity was not rejection. It was a mask for attraction she was not ready to admit. The resistance was not against me, but against her own feelings. Many men misinterpret this. Some back away, thinking she is pushing them out. Others lean in too much, trying to smooth every rough edge. Both approaches kill the energy. A man grounded in stoic presence takes a different path. He sees her spikes for what they are, glimpses of vulnerability. They reveal that he is not just background noise in her day, but a presence strong enough to stir something deeper. This is where discipline matters most. The greatest mistake is to let her volatility pull you off center. If she is hot and cold, you remain steady. If she teases sharply, you do not bite back. If she blushes, you do not rush to highlight it. You stand calm, like a mountain weathering shifting winds. And that steadiness is what makes you magnetic. You are not part of her storm. You are the stillness at its center. The final hidden sign is silence. Not the casual silence of passing strangers, but the charged kind that lingers in the air when words suddenly feel unnecessary. If you have ever seen a woman grow quiet around you, not because she is bored, but because she seems hesitant, thoughtful, or even overwhelmed. That quiet is attraction at its most unguarded. Desire does not always shout. Sometimes it reveals itself in restraint. Her silence is her subconscious expressing what she cannot yet put into words. Consider this. With people who mean little to us, conversation flows easily because nothing is at risk. But when emotions deepen, the tongue slows. She pauses before speaking, her voice softens, her gaze lingers longer than expected, and a subtle tension fills the space. That is not indifference. It is her body betraying what her mind is still trying to protect. I once knew a woman who was naturally playful and quick-witted, always ready with a joke or a clever remark. Around others, she commanded every room she entered. Yet with me, she would sometimes fall into silence, fiddling with her phone or letting her laughter fade into an awkward stillness. At first, I mistook it for a lack of interest. But then I saw her eyes, always drifting back to mine, holding just a heartbeat too long. That quiet was not emptiness. It was presence. It was unspoken desire pressing against the moment, waiting for recognition. This is where many men falter. They scramble to fill the silence with chatter, humor, or nervous explanation. But the silence is not a void to be fixed. It is the canvas of attraction itself. A Stoic man does not fear it. He allows it, calm and unhurried. In that patience, the truth emerges more strongly than words could carry. She realizes he is different. He does not beg for her attention, because he already holds it without effort, and that is the ultimate sign, when her silence thickens the air with electricity. When her presence feels heavier without a word spoken, you know her imagination is already moving forward. She is not only interested, she is quietly envisioning what it would feel like to let you step fully into her life. Here is the truth. Attraction is never found on the surface. It is not built on compliments, clever lines, or flashy gestures. It is about energy. These subtle signs, her laughter, her playful teasing, the way she unconsciously mirrors you, the nervous slips, even her silences, are not random habits. They are signals that her emotions and body are moving faster than her logic. She may not even fully admit it to herself, but her subconscious is already speaking. Most men overlook these signs because they are distracted, impatient, or too hungry for reassurance. They want the obvious words, "I like you," and in chasing those, they miss the truths already written in her behavior. The Stoic man sees differently. He knows that attraction is revealed in quiet moments rather than loud declarations. He does not force, he allows. He understands that patience is not weakness. It is strength. Here is what matters. Do not chase these signals as if they were a checklist. That only exposes neediness. Instead, live in a way that draws them naturally. Remain steady. Remain grounded. When you notice a sign, do not point it out or rush. Simply recognize it, breathe into the moment, and let her continue unfolding. A man who carries calm awareness does not just hold the frame, he becomes unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Women, like all people, are part of those outside events. Their responses, their cues, their silences, none of these are yours to command. What is within your command is your perception and your response. Notice the signs, respect them, but never become dependent on them. That is the path of a Stoic man. When you begin living this way, something profound happens. You stop craving validation. You stop chasing women as a way to confirm your worth. Instead, you notice the signs, you acknowledge them quietly, and you stay focused on your path. That shift, from needing her to choosing her on your own terms, is what makes you magnetic. It is the difference between being the man she enjoys for a moment and being the man she remembers long after. Keep this in mind. Women rarely say it directly. They will not announce, "I am secretly into you." Instead, the truth leaks out in laughter, in nervous slips, in lingering silence, in small touches that look accidental. These are not coincidences. They are unspoken confessions. Most men miss them completely, but you do not have to. If you are still here, it means you are not just another man searching for quick validation. You are someone who wants to understand reality as it is. That is rare, and it is powerful, because once you see these signs clearly, you stop shrinking yourself. You stop doubting every step. You begin to carry yourself with the calm assurance of someone who knows that attraction is never begged for. It reveals itself naturally. So when she laughs a little too hard, or her arm brushes yours, or she grows quiet in your presence, do not rush to fill the space. Do not get nervous. Simply lean back, stay steady, and let the moment unfold. That is the secret. The less you chase, the more she leans in. If this message resonates with you, stay with me. There is more to uncover. Together we will strip away the noise and reach the truths most men avoid. Because, in the end, this is not only about women. It is about becoming a man of purpose, a man who commands respect, and a man whose presence leaves a lasting mark. Stay steady. Stay clear. And remember, when you master your mind, the world aligns itself around it.